Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Bleeding Crypto's live Zoom session where we are coronavirus free. The market is sitting at $221.2 billion. The 24-hour volume is sitting at $131.2 billion. Bitcoin dominance rises significantly from yesterday. We were at 64%, and today we're at 64.8. 0.8% is actually quite a big jump for Bitcoin, because normally when it rises like 1 or 0.2%. So to see 8%, 0.8% in one day, that's pretty significant. We don't normally see moves like that. Oh, excuse me, I'm just a little tired. I had a hard workout this morning. Top 10 Chainlink. The coin that would never fall. The coin that was different. This time it's different. No, BC, you're wrong. This one's not coming down. This one has too many partnerships. Google, NASA, Microsoft, Jesus, the Vatican, they're all using Chainlink to talk to each other. We'll never see it drop again. Well, okay, we'll go with that. The rest of the market is, yeah, it's bleeding today, definitely. Bitcoin 1%, Ethereum 5.4, Bitcoin SV almost 6%, Bitcoin Cash almost 3.5%, Binance Coin 5.6%, Tezos 10%. So definitely they all come down eventually. And there's nothing new, guys, really in the market. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's fitting the way the market's moving. Look, here's Tensor heat maps, heat intensifying at 7,400, and we've got some higher heat here at 8260 and 8300, which would give us that higher low that we're hoping. What is this? Oh, actually, my higher low is a lot higher. My higher low, my lower high is actually 8,700 for the first one and 9,200 for the second one, and the heat is barely getting us. Wow, the heat is barely trying to get us back to the. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Duh, back to here. It's trying to get us to 618 before it gets rejected, before it gets some resistance, and then pushes up and moves. Like I said, guys, this is gonna take a long time. I know what you guys think I'm kidding around. I don't see the market moving before the halvening, and even right after the halvening, we are looking at a good 3 to 4 weeks. So I mean, you think about that. That's 30. That's 90 days. So let's think about what the market has to do in 90 days. Here, let's do this. Here, we're gonna put a measuring tool on it. We're gonna put a measuring tool to give you guys a little bit of a perspective of where we're here. Okay, the halvening is going to happen. The halvening is going to happen here, right? 60 days, right here, and then you got to give it another 30 days after that. So here, okay, so we're right there. You know what? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. So imagine let me show you guys something. We have to fill up all of this blue space. Let me see something. Let me intensify this a little bit to give you guys a better. Okay, there we go. We have to fill up this entire space before we start moving. You think of how slow this is going to happen. We are right on track. I mean, we are slowly, like it's in slow motion, filling up this wedge, really nice and slow, and then it's going to break up. Then it's going to hit resistance. Remember, this is a 12-hour time frame. Each one of these little things is 12 hours. So 2 equals 1 day. Imagine just to fill this up, we're probably looking at 2-3 days, then a 3, 4, 5 days after that, get some resistance, then slowly trickle up, and then slowly but surely come back all the way down to fill these gaps, and then start going sideways for a while. I mean, we are way early. If you guys are expecting any type of push to the upside on Bitcoin, you should put this on your chart this date and stamp tool on here to give you a really good idea how much we still have to go. And make sure you put it on your 12-hour time frame. So when you look at, oh, am I going to miss anything? Oh, what's going on today? Oh, let me spend 5 hours in front of let me waste 5 hours of my precious time looking at something that I have zero control over, that's not going to go anywhere, but yet I want to waste 5 hours of my time. Let's see where I'm at. We're right here. We have all of this thing to fill in before we start moving. That's going to put us into end of April. And then we're going to have a very short window before Mercury retrograde happens again, and we're going to dump out another 30%. So that's what you signed up for. That's crypto. That's Bitcoin. You guys signed up for it. So did I, but at least I have a little bit more realistic grasp of what's going on. I am not in a hurry because I know I don't care how much in a hurry I am. Market is not going to move just because any of us are buying or because any of us are putting our orders in. All we can do is continue to buy as all of it just bleeds out. As all of this bleeds out. You guys think I'm kidding? I think it's going to go all the way back to fill the daily gap. This coin is no different. By the way, I looked up Link on Google, and it's exactly what I thought. They're researching. They're not using Chainlink. They're researching the possibility of using Chainlink to work with their existing network. I forgot what they called it, in conjunction with Hyperlink. And it's pretty much just what I said. No, crypto is not being used anywhere, guys. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. It's not being used. It will be, maybe, very small companies, very small amount of companies are going to be working in crypto way, way down the line. No time soon. Everything that pumps is purely speculation. No, there's nothing rooted in anything concrete. It's all just a bunch of promises and hypotheticals and maybes. So we're going to try to capitalize on those. But my point is, don't get married to these projects. They're all worthless until they're actually being used. And Google is in the research stage. Big companies like Google, Microsoft, Oracle, all of these companies, they take years and years and years of research before they implement anything. Those companies are not in a hurry. They're not missing out on anything. They're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. They can give a shit about crypto. They're not. They don't feel like they're falling behind. There is no urgency. The only urgency that there is here in crypto Twitter, in crypto space. You guys, me, you, we all want to become millionaires by Thursday. That's the only hurry we have, guys. But the rest of the world out there, they could care less. They got bigger problems to worry about than trying to make your coin pump. So if you guys like this project and you think that it has potential, which I truly believe it does, as far as speculation, not is actually being used in any real world event, then you should put your bids to the downside. Very, very good chance we're going to get filled on here. I'm playing it safe. Like I told you guys yesterday, my first bids are here. And then all the way down here. The smallest ones obviously are going to go on. Well, not obviously, but that's how I do it. Smallest bids get hit first, and every time it goes down, it gets a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And my biggest bag would be right here on the gap of the daily. It should be right below here, but when it hits that, my alert goes off and I mark it buy, so that nobody front runs me. But that's me. That's my plan. And we're still 90 days. Let's put the price, the date range on here. What does 90 days look like? Let's see. We got all of this beautiful right here. I'm going to leave this on our chart actually, starting today, right here. 90 days approximation. This is now permanent on my chart. And let's see. I want to see exactly where in this area we start breaking up. I'm going to freaking love it. This is going to be a permanent in my link chart. So I can't wait to see that play out. Let's see here. Anything? No, okay, nothing new there. 1 hour, nothing. It's just gonna bleed out and very, very slow. The rest of the market is gonna follow Bitcoin's lead. Unfortunately, that's what we signed up for. We're in a market where one coin controls 5,000 coins. It sounds stupid. It is stupid, but we have no control over that. We have to kind of just play along with it. Let me show you. Let me give you an example. There's Ethereum, a major. There's Bitcoin Cash, exactly the same as Bitcoin. There's Litecoin, fucking exactly the same. I'm only looking at the majors. All these other shit coins I don't really care about. Let's look at TRX. Look at that, same exact pattern. VET, same exact pattern. XLM, it's too easy. I can do this one. Look, XRP, the exact same pattern. Zcash, exact same pattern. Fuck, this is gonna. I think we're gonna close the show right now. I mean, there's really. I mean, click on any coin, guys. Click on it. Look, let's play Wheel of Fortune. Boom. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Let's hit this way. Hold on, let me do it one more time. There we go. Doc is the winner. Oh, look, exactly the same. Let me do it one more time. Oh, there we go. GTO. Anything different with GTO? Nope. Exactly the same. So that's pretty much the market right now, guys. I gotta have some fun on it because it's so boring. I got nothing else to do. So be patient. Be patient. Study the market. Stop trying to think that you're gonna outsmart it. I keep on getting messages from people saying, "Hey, ABC, look at this coin. What do you think? It's about to look like it's about to pop." No, nothing is gonna pop. Nothing is popping. If you think it's gonna pop, buy it. Buy it, but don't be crying when you're underwater in 2-3 weeks from now. You're under 30%, and you're wondering what the hell happened. It was ready to pop. Some bird on crypto Twitter told you, or some Lambo picture told you that buy it now because it's gonna pop because it has a setup. No, nothing is popping without Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin. Popping is gonna happen here. Somewhere in this area is where we're gonna be popping for a very short time before this happens. Let me show you right here. Let me show you guys what's gonna be happening here. Where are we? June 18th. So right here in this area is going to be the next retrograde. So let's do this. Where is my goddamn toolbar for this thing? Oh, there it is. I'm gonna do what Mr. Mo does, puts it in red. There it is. So we have from here to right here to make money, right here, right in there. After that, we drop for the retrograde, 30% easy minimum, and then some for the rest of the summer until the Wall Street and big money comes back into the market when their kids go to school, which usually is the first week of September, and then we start seeing some movement back in the market. So this is our window, guys, right here. This is our window in this area here. So when you get a little bit ahead of yourself and you think, oh, this time is different, that's fine. Buy it. I'm not telling you not to buy it. Just don't ask me if you think it's a good time, if it's a good idea to buy, because I'm going to tell you, hey, it's up to you. Am I buying? Ask me this question. Don't ask me if you should buy it. Ask me if I'm buying. I'm going to give you an equivocally no. Unless it's going down, that's the only time I'm buying. I'm not buying for anything to go up at any time soon. I'm buying so that when this green box hits, this is my window to make some money right in here. And then inside of this window is where I'm going to write it. When we get inside of this area right in here, let me show you that. When we get into this area right in here, regardless of how much I've made on that bag, I am going to liquidate my entire portfolio. Every holding is going to be moved over to USDT, and I will be counting whatever profits, if any, I make. Any bag that is not on the water, which I don't think by this time it'll be on the water. But if it is, I won't sell that one. Everything else I'll be selling for this period right here. You guys could believe, you guys don't have to believe it. That's fine with me, but this is my trading plan. Wait this out, buy to the downside, ride this up here, liquidate in here while everybody's still happy and joyful and they're skipping to work. That's when I'll sell, and then I will hear all the crying back again in this red box in here and probably beyond. It's going to look more like this a lot longer than that. So that's my game plan, guys. So please be careful out there. Don't try to outsmart the market. You're not going to do it. Trust me, a lot smarter people have tried and have failed. So, but if you think it's different, that's fine. Buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. It's not my money, so I can care less. Let's see. Let's look at the chat box. Crazy world right now. Yes, it is. How's everybody doing? Bobby, I'm doing great. In Arizona, we're good. I did go to Walmart today, and the toilet paper aisle is wiped out, but every other item in the store is intact, which is, again, the most stupidest thing in the fucking world, as people think that a toilet paper is going to save them from the pandemic. Forget about the food, forget about perishables, forget about canned soup, forget about Top Ramen. Toilet paper is what Americans are going for. That's how stupid most people in America are. Let me load up on toilet paper and leave everything else intact, because toilet paper is going to save us. Because I'm too stupid to wipe my own ass if I have no toilet paper. I could never figure out how to clean my ass. I'm an American. That's basically what we're telling the world. It's fucking sad. But other than that, everything else is normal here in Arizona. I went to the gym. Gym was packed. The stores are packed. Everybody's going about the business like nothing. I asked a few people today at the gym if they're worried about the coronavirus. They literally looked at me and went, they laughed. And you know what they said? They go, "You're one of those." I'm like, no. I am not one of the fucking idiots. I'm not them. Trust me. I'm actually making fun of them. That's why I was asking you. And they're like, okay, that makes sense. So everything is good here. But I heard the president's speech right now. Was it just me, or because I hate him? Does he sound like he's sick? He sounds like he has a fucking flu. It didn't give me a lot of confidence. I mean, that guy he didn't sound very well. But I heard they're closing Europe for 30 days, which kind of sucks. I think that's going to go in line with my buddy Darth. He's got a vacation scheduled for Italy. So I hope he doesn't miss it, man. That's got to suck. Luckily, he was smart enough to buy insurance for his vacation package, which I never do. I think it's a waste of money buying an insurance package, but I guess what? I will never buy a package again without buying insurance because of what's going on right now. And after seeing what he's going to have to hopefully not do, it makes me think, damn, man, some of the vacation packages are $4,000 or $5,000. That would suck to be out that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be thinking about getting insurances from now on. Let's see, the crazy world right now. Yes, it is a crazy world. But I get it. I get the quarantine. I understand what they're doing. I mean, yeah, you have to prevent the disease from spreading. Totally get that. I totally understand that. It's good, but I think people are just panicking a little too much. Okay, the government says stay inside, stay inside. Grab some stuff, grab some food, but don't fucking start fighting over fucking toilet paper. That's just fucking ridiculous. That's just stupid. And do what you got to do. Hang out, work from home, watch some movies, get Netflix, get Hulu, get Xbox, go play some Call of Duty. That's the best. You can kill hours on that shit. That's what I do. I kill hours upon hours on Xbox. And no, I'm not giving anybody my gamer tag because I'm not going to offend anybody here. And look, outside of crypto, guys, I'm a real fucking prick. I'm nice with you guys because I like you guys. We hang out, we're friends. But trust me, ask anybody who's not in crypto. I'm a dick, and I don't want to hear you guys you hear me badger people online. That's why I'm not sharing my tag with anybody on Xbox. That's my time, and I don't want nobody impeding on my time. And I'm a real dick, and that's fine. That's who I am. I'm never gonna change. That's how God made me. So, but yeah, Xbox is a good tool to have, especially in times like this. If you guys are gonna be quarantined or you guys are too afraid to go outside, definitely gonna kill some good times. Is that the Corona cough? Who has the Corona cough? Costco in Austin is being stripped of everything. Really, they're being stripped of everything. Is something going on? Is there any cases in Austin? Is doing great. Oh, I don't know. No, just a cold. Starting to get over it. I love it. The base I work on is on heightened alert, but no deployments yet. Good evening, Darth. What's up, Darth? JDM, how long do you think we go? Not being used, bat. Actually, yeah, that's actually a good. Yeah, you know what? I stand corrected. There's a browser that probably only crypto Twitter uses that is being used, and it's called the Brave browser, Brave browser. So yeah, if you think that's going to change the world, knock yourselves out, knock yourselves out. But I do stand corrected. One thing that I know of is being used, the Bat Braiser. Yippee! They give you what, 25 cents if you spend 1,700 hours browsing online. You get a couple of bat, which add up to like 18, 19 cents. All right, great. That's yeah, great. That's where we're hoping to get with crypto. I use bat every day. How much have you gotten for free, Bobby? Out of curiosity, you're using it every day. I'm sure you're on there for a couple hours a day. How much real money have you actually made on bat? But even if it's just a few bucks, I don't think that's kind of why we're all here, to make a few bucks on a browser. So just to name a few companies people speculate on during the .com bubble. Yes, techno, very few companies made it through the .com era out of the hundreds of thousands of companies, and crypto is going to be just like that. There's 5,000 companies right now in crypto companies. Very few, only maybe a dozen are gonna make it, and that's going to be very hard to guess which ones. Very hard. I don't buy anything that has shot up. It always comes down, buy down. Yes, Bobby, that is correct. You buy down projects, not those up projects, not the ones that have taken off. Laughing my ass off, BC. You funny, bro. It's not popping. iPhone, yeah, not popping. What is this about TP? What stock is TP? I don't know. No. You don't want to buy any stock in toilet paper right now. That ship has sailed. You should have bought that before the coronavirus. You're going to be buying the tops, because when everything cools down, those stock companies, and those are going to come down. You want to buy the companies that are suffering, like airlines. And Mr. Mo had a good list today on Discord, companies to buy. Airlines and I guess hotels would be another one. Think of all the stuff that's being disrupted. That's going to be good to buy, because all those companies are definitely going to be hurting as this recession continues around the world. NBA season postponed after today. Wow, no NBA. That's huge. BC, you need a new gym. No hot girls in your gym. No, hell no. I don't want to fuck around with no hot girls, dude. You know how expensive it would cost me to get divorced, dude? I love women, but I don't love them that much. Hell no. No. Shit, if it was up to me, I'd go to an all-guy gym. Hell no. I don't need that in my life. Wife will be disappointed. Wife will be disappointed. I know, Darth, dude. I'm so sorry for that, man. I can't imagine having to cancel an Italy trip. Oh, dude, I seriously feel for you. If my Russian grandmother were alive, she would say, "But yes, I vote." Yes. You know what's funny? I haven't heard any report about Mexico being affected. That goes to show you, man. And fucking tequila, tortillas, and garlic are curing fucking coronavirus in Mexico. I'm yet to hear any cases in Mexico. Yeah, your Russian grandma was old school. That's right. Vodka cures everything. That's right. No problem, bro. Bat isn't just a browser; it's an advertising network. Oh my God! Chill my coin. All right, guys. Everybody needs to go buy the Bat token, because my boy here, Darth, has to cancel his vacation. So we need to support his coin. Please, everybody, go buy, go buy the Bat browser. I mean, go buy the Bat token. Use the Bat browser. Just kidding, DC. I know, man. I know you're messing around. Yes, the girls at the gym serve as motivation. Hell no. They're called distractions, stars. They're called distractions. Get on the treadmill behind one and see if you can catch her. Dude, you're too much. No. I talk a lot of shit, but that's all I'm doing is just talking shit. Hell no. BC, you working out at the gym? Uh, use a hanky. No, I'm not using no hanky. I'm not. You know what I do? You know what I do? I do the same thing I do every day. After I'm done working out, there's a little hand sanitizer station. I always grab some of that, wipe my hands off. But I've been doing that for years, not because of the coronavirus. I'm just using simple everyday hygiene. And you know what's funny that uh, people, they're announcing about hygiene, and if you ever go to a gym or you go to a public restroom, you'll understand why there's such a frenzy about that. Most people are fucking disgusting. They will literally go to the bathroom, they go take a crap, and they'll come out of the stalls and right outside, they don't even wash their hands. It is disgusting. Yeah, so I totally get that. Yeah, but I think that if we all use precaution, just everyday common sense, it doesn't even have to be like, we don't have to go out of our way. Wash our hands, cough in our sleeves, or cough inside of our shirts if we're not feeling good. Or better yet, don't go out to the public when you're feeling good. You should stay at home and get better. But just common sense stuff, I think that's going to go a long way. So I understand. I kind of do get the panic. I know I talk a lot of shit. I like making fun of a lot of people, just who I am. But I get it. I get it. There's so many stupid people in this world that because of them, the virus is spreading. Because of the bad etiquette that Chinese people have in China. A buddy of mine, Vamp, you guys know Chart Vamp. I was talking to him, and he was telling me how disgusting it is in China. I never knew that. I've never gone to China, so I don't know. And he goes there a lot. And he was telling me some of the shit that goes on, and I'm like, oh my God, I never want to go to that. I'll never eat at that country. I'll bring my fucking sandwiches. He says that it's just, he's not surprised that most of those viruses come from China because how dirty they are over there. So it's just a matter of using regular etiquette, guys. Just common sense. The market that is ground zero has a reputation for the grossness. You know what's funny, Darth? That I saw the pictures of that market in China, and if you guys ever been to Mexico, the markets in Mexico look exactly, if not worse than that. So I don't know if it has to do so much with the markets. I went to Mexico one time. I went to this marketplace in Mazatlan, and they had these full-on cows, the entire cow from head to tail, on top of tables, completely skinned, and there were fucking flies everywhere. I mean, flies everywhere on all the meat, on all the fish, on everything. It was just wow, incredible. But you don't hear those type of sicknesses coming out of Mexico. So I don't know. I think our bodies are pretty resilient as far as killing regular bacteria. I mean, that's what we have, an immune system. Um, so I don't know if that marketplace didn't gross me out. I saw the pictures. That's just like going to Mexico. I seen the same shit in Mexico, and they're not sick. I think it's like some of the stuff that Darth with that Vamp was telling me was that they will have like animals in cages that they're about to slaughter, and they're all full of feces, like few feet away from the clean food, and you have feces all over the place in the kitchens and stuff. So stuff like that. He's just like, not just one restaurant. If you go, restaurant after restaurant, they're all like that. They don't wash their hands. They sneeze in their hands and they where they feed, they make your food, and it's stuff like that. That's what gets you sick. So I don't know. I've never been there, so I can't speak for I'm just telling you what he told me. But anyways, yes, let's get back to crypto. I'm watching the Dow futures, and it's tanking. 22,000. Wow. What is BTC doing? Huh? BTC is still going back down to support. Let me see on here. Huh? BTC is not doing anything out of the ordinary. Look, it just hit the trend line again. That's it. I was hungry. I was hungry. All right. That's pretty much it, guys. I mean, like I said, there's nothing going on. I mean, you can look at this candle all day, all you want. Ain't nothing changing, guys. Ain't nothing changing. Here is what we're looking for. Look at this chart here. If you feel better, if buying right now makes you feel better because you think it's going to pump, buy it. Buy it. Whatever makes you feel better. You got to think about that. It's whatever. If you have anxiety because you're waiting for the bottom, then that's on you. I have no anxiety because I've been buying on the bottom. Most of my bags are underwater, and I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm continuing to buy as we go down. My biggest buys are when BTC hits here. So that's going to be the only unfortunate part that that I'm waiting for. Is I'm hoping that if we get a small pump like this here, I get to take a little bit of profit for some of this here. Just a little bit of profit just to get me out of my 50%. My 50% holdings, maybe go to like a 30-70, so I can have some to go here, and I'll have 30% in case this doesn't play out and it goes up. Then I'll start rebuying. But I really would like to take some profit off of here for this area here. But everybody has their own way of what they're looking for and what they're trying to get out of the market. But guys, this is going to be a very, very, very long process. Here it is. This blue box is 90 days. And 90 days doesn't sound like a long time, but it's a long time when you guys are staring at the charts all day long. So any coins you guys want me to look at? Oh, well, actually, no. Don't even bother giving me a list because you already saw what they all look like. They all look like shit, and they're going to continue to look like shit until we get this little pump. Once we get this pump, though, keep this in mind, guys. When we get this new one, we're going to pump, okay? So we're not just going to go down, 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 down. That's not going to happen. That's the markets don't work that way. It's just going to take a while for this to come down. But make no mistake, within, let me see. Let me put the, where the hell is here it is. Okay, I would say between now and the next 6 days, 6 or 7 days, between now and in 6 bars, which would be about 3 days, 3 to 4 days, I'm expecting we should start moving to the upside. When we move to the upside, watch this, guys, and I'm going to tell you guys what's going to happen. Watch how many people are going to ask me, the market seems really bullish. Do you think that this time is different? You think this time we're not going to make former lower high, or we're not going to do a double top and we're going to go straight to all-time high? You watch how many people are going to ask that, and how many people are going to ask me here, and then how many people on Twitter are going to be like, all right, guys, it's time for Moon. It's time for Lambo. They're going to be asking that. So don't get excited. I'm telling you what's going to happen. Just like I told you with this pump here, same thing is going to happen. People are going to get overly bullish. Look at this as a target, and look at this as a target. This here is going to be a little bit different because this 200 EMA is already starting to slant. And when I drew this, we were even to the 200. We actually still are. So it might go a little bit lower. But best case scenario, we're going to double top. If we can break to the 200 on the 12-hour, best case bullish scenario, we break double top before coming back down and slowly consolidating and doing this, basically. This is what I'm looking for, okay, right here. This right here. This, to me, is going to happen. This part right here, this consolidation, is going to happen between after we drop out of this, either lower high or double top, and we break out of this range here after the halving. This here in this area is going to be all about consolidation. So you're going to see BTC in the $7,000 between $6,800 and $7,600 range, just doing this, just consolidating, and then boom, we're going to break out. We're going to break out up until this red box here, and then we're going to dump like crazy. But what do I know? What do I know? Let's see. What else, guys? What else you guys want to talk about? Let's see. I'm watching Dow. Okay, I'm watching Dow futures time. Yeah, I don't really care about the Dow. I've got no money in the stock market, so I can care less. I got no money in the Dow, so why look at the Dow if you have no money in it? If you don't own a corporation, if you don't have, why are you so concerned? I mean, why are so many people concerned about it? The worse that the thing drops, just think of it this way: the more sales we're going to see, the more things are going to drop. Yeah, people are going to lose their jobs, but people lose their jobs all the time. And guess what? They're going to find new ones. It's not that big of a deal. You should not be that overly concerned about the Dow if you don't have skin in the game. There's really it doesn't really matter. Are we on an ABC correction upwards from December 2019 to June 20? I don't know, dude. I don't do ABC accounts. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not overthinking it. I don't have to go all the way to June 2019 or December 2000. I don't have. This is very simple. Seriously, guys. TA is a child. I bet you I can teach my grandkids to do this. It's very, very simple. It's simplistic. Here, just cancel out the noise. This is gonna go down. It's gonna go up, but it's not gonna go up higher than the previous time it went up. That's it. Look, it's just gonna get lower and lower and lower. That's it. And then the day that this cycle is broken, we go higher. It's that easy. It's literally that easy. It's not complicated at all. That's all we're going to do here. We're going to slowly trickle down. We're going to continue these little pumps. Then there's going to come a day when we're going to do this for about a month. And then when you see, look right here, when you see this, this little trickle here lasted, just to give you an idea, 43 days. Okay, 43 days. So when you see this after 43 days, that's going to seem like an eternity, then we're going to be ready to run. And look, same thing here. After we dropped, we sat here and we trickled down before we pumped again after just going lower and lower and lower. And how many days was this? How many days was this? This was 30 days. There you go. And before that, let's see. Before that, what do we normally do before we pump? We go sideways, and then we take off. Look, there's that big ass run we did. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. Look, and then this is gonna happen, guys. Then we're gonna have a run like this that takes off. We're gonna have this run that takes off, and all the people that did not buy on the way down are going to be waiting for a huge retracement. That's never going to come, and it's going to come after the move is over. And that's why we encourage everybody to be buying all of this blood. And when I say buying all this blood, I'm not talking about buying Bitcoin. Buy the alts during all of this blood, so that when this happens again, you're not sitting there asking me, do you think we're going to retrace? Because the answer is going to be 100% no. You missed the bus. Come back in 4 years when the market has peaked, has gone down, 2 years of bear, and see if you're smarter then, and not wait to that magical bottom number that no one is going to know what it is. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. I mean, really, what more? How much more different can you ask the same question? This is not going anywhere. There is no magic thing anyone's going to tell you that are we going to zero? That's a question that River can ask. According to River, we're going to zero. So if that happens, I'll take it if it does. That's funny, Texas Crypto. You would, if you know what, Texas Crypto. Serious question. If Bitcoin dropped to $1,000, would you buy? serious questions. But think about it. Don't just say yes because we're all Bitcoiners and we're all crypto people. Honestly, you think that if we came down to $1,000 that you would buy? Yes, saw 3K. Okay, let me ask you something, crypto. You don't think that people will? It's hard enough to talk people into getting into crypto. You really think that people are going to trust Bitcoin if we go down to 1K? I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. I don't think if we go to 1K, we'll never see all-time high again, in my opinion. We'll never see it. I know that's the unpopular opinion. That's the unpopular statement, but I don't think so. I don't think people can be like, oh, fuck this market. This thing is trash. I, for one, probably wind up leaving. If Bitcoin goes to 1,000, I'd be like, ah, fuck this. It's a waste of fucking time. I don't think I would, honestly. I don't think I would. We'll see how I feel if it ever hits 1,000. I'll be honest with you. But right now, thinking about it, I can honestly say, yeah, I'd probably get the fuck out and look for other stuff. Because I just don't think that Bitcoin can sustain going to 1K. I think Darth makes a great point. The network could collapse. Miners can't survive on fees alone. You know what? I wasn't even thinking of it. That's a very good point, Darth. I wasn't even thinking about the miners, which is probably the biggest reason that should come to mind. But I was thinking more of the sentiment behind crypto. I was thinking more of companies like Google, and they seek most of the majority. The majority of the altcoins would die off. So that the whole 98% of crypto will die. That will happen if Bitcoin goes to 1K. So can you imagine all these companies looking into blockchain and seeing Bitcoin again going all the way down to prices of 2016? I don't think the market would survive. I would leave. I mean, fuck that. I'm out. I don't think. I hope Link is still around. Yeah, of course you hope. You hope. Of course you're gonna think it's gonna be around. But I don't know. Bitcoin to 1,000, I think is a big deal. And no, I don't believe Bitcoin SV is the real Bitcoin. So if you guys are wondering that, absolutely not. I respect River's opinion, but I don't believe it. You know what's funny, Texas? You know what I was thinking of doing, but I don't know. I feel like kind of like a dick doing this. I feel like going to like an airport or a big game event and with the camera and record and ask people, have you heard of Bitcoin? And see if they say yes, and then ask them, have you heard of Bitcoin SV? And I want to ask 100 people if they heard about Bitcoin. I want to see how many people say yes, and I want to see how many people out of those people will say yes, that they know what Bitcoin SV is. And I guarantee you, dude, that if I get 100 people to say yes, they know about Bitcoin, probably maybe one will say yes, they know what Bitcoin SV is. I should do it. You know what? Why not? I'm not gonna throw it in her face. I just want to do it for our community. I think it'll be good. I really think it would be good. Me and Mr. Mo to go out there and kind of do one of those little tests. BSV is going to get the trademark from BTC because Craig is Satoshi. Yeah, right. Price above to close the COP. It's critical capitulation followed by prolonged dip below cost of production. Yes. iPhone price above or close to is crucial. Okay. Oh yes. Okay, I see what you're saying. Isn't the break even for miners after the halving above 10K? Oh, you know what? That's a good question, iPhone. After the halving, I'm not sure what the cost of production is going to be. Oh, Dark says yes, it is. Wow. Okay. All right. Damn. Twice its current cost of production. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I mean, I'm really just. Oh, Mr. Mo's here. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me get Mr. Mo in here. Cause I want to ask him the same question I asked Texas Crypto Guy. Hey, cuz, can you hear me? Hey, cuz, can you hear me?
Yep. What's up, guys?
What's up, Mr. Mo? So I asked Texas Crypto a very serious question, not joking around. Would you, Mr. Mo, still believe, or better yet, would you buy Bitcoin at $1,000?
Buying Bitcoin at $1,000?
If we dropped, not back then, right now, if we drop all the way to $1,000, would you buy Bitcoin?
Sure. Buy Bitcoin at 1,000? Yeah, why not? I
Okay.
mean, look at Amazon, Google, like all the big companies. I mean, all of them do it. When they first come to market, those things went up forever. They were going to keep going up forever, and then 90% of that value got wiped.
And we did that already when we went to 3K.
Yeah,
And you think the market? You think the outside world, the market making institutions are going to take Bitcoin seriously if they see it again drop to $1,000?
Well, the thing is, Bitcoin doesn't really need the institutions. Like, think about this for a moment. You have 10 years of Bitcoin, and in those 10 years, that was a result of retail, right? Because technically, institutions are not in this game right now, right? Most institutions are not inside of cryptocurrencies. They are not inside of Bitcoin. A small handful of companies are in it. Considering that they've created so much infrastructure, I doubt they would do an about face. I mean, anything is possible. But I don't think
miners. You think the miners are going to survive? How is Bitcoin? Who's going to mine? Who's going to mine Bitcoin at $1,000?
Who's going to mine?
Yeah, who's going to mine Bitcoin when it's worth $1,000 and the cost of production is $14,000? Who's going to mine that? Or even if it's 7,000?
No, that's not the way it works. So the cost of production is going to adjust itself. So the difficulty rate goes up, but if the difficulty rates go down and it keeps going down, that the cost of production will adjust and that will come down. It's not going to, it's not a cost of production goes up and it stays there. It doesn't work that way. It goes up and it will also go down.
Okay.
It will go down if difficulty pivots and it comes down, then that's the way I understand the algo. If anybody has more information and knowledge about mining,
I'm going to ask JP.
I'm all ears, but yeah, the way I understand it is the algorithm of Bitcoin. The uniqueness of it is it adjusts. So as it's going up, as the hash rate goes up, as difficulty goes up, then the cost of production the calculation becomes more difficult. Okay. So that goes up. But if it goes the other way, hash rates come down, difficulty comes down, then the cost of production will actually come down. We did have, I think we saw some of that during right after that the bull run of 2017. Where the cost of production came down at one point, and then it finally found its floor at 3,200, which is what we were following. 3,200 in Asia, and then it was 4,750 in the States, depending where you were in the world. But I always think there will be. I mean, right now the mining, the ecosystem for mining, there was a lot of consolidation. So you have all these data centers and companies that are focused on hash rates. That are doing the mining right now, but I do think it would remain. Now, would retailers come in there? Probably not. But if difficulty comes down, if cost of production comes down, maybe. It's hard to answer because it's never really happened. From what are we talking?
It has happened. So when we went to 3,000, if the difficulty
From 20. Yeah, from 20 to 3,200. Yeah, it did come down. But from where we are now, from the 7,600 level to 1,000, yeah, I mean, I don't think just because it comes down, it's no one's going to use it. I don't see that. And again, I've been hearing Bitcoin's going to die. It's going to die. It's going to die. It's going to die. And I'm like, okay.
And I'm not saying it's going to 1,000. We're just. No.
This is based on the conversation that we had when River was on the show. I also agree with you. I admire her and respect her opinion. I don't agree with it, but again, guys, nobody, a lot of people don't see the market the same way, and that's okay.
Mr. Mo, can you and I go someplace when you feel comfortable going out into a crowd? Can we do an interview? I would love to just the
98.
Mr. Mo has the coolest equipment, guys, for videoing. I would like to go out there with the microphone and just ask 100 people if they heard of Bitcoin, and I would ask if they heard of Bitcoin SV. And you know what's going to be worse? If we ask them if they heard of Ethereum, and most of them say yes, and nobody says no to Bitcoin SV. I want to do it, dude. That'd be fun.
I would do it really simple. I would grab a table. We get 2 cups. We pour Pepsi in one. We pour Coke in the other, and we label one Bitcoin and one Bitcoin SV, and we'll ask them. We'll ask them then. But yeah, I mean, 98% of the population. Look, 1%, 2% of the planet has crypto. That is the reality of it.
You think that many?
Yeah, 1% to 2%. That's it.
There's 7.3 billion people, right?
Yeah, 7 billion people on planet Earth, and
if 1%.
So what's 1% of that? 70 million.
70 million. That's a lot of people to have crypto.
Yeah, it is, but it isn't.
I don't know. Because I think of how
it's probably smaller.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Go back 25 years ago. How many people had email?
Yeah.
1% of the planet.
Yeah, now everybody.
In 1995, there were 16 million people online. That is all.
My grandmother is 89 years old. She's got an email address.
She got
she literally, my abuelita, she has she FaceTimes, bro. She FaceTimes.
Yeah.
So I can't talk shit about Bitcoin because you never know. You never know.
Yeah,
she may call me. She may call me one day. She's gonna be like, "Mijo, why didn't you fucking sell?
Why didn't you buy the dip, mijo?"
Like, what are you talking about, Grandma? Yes.
Yeah. So I think of it that way. I think of it if if you go back 25 years ago and you ask everybody who has email, nobody's using email. Of course, nobody's using email. It takes time. Email took so long, and here's the thing, guys. Technically, we're like the club door just opened up, right? And everyone just walked in and is going to the bar for a drink, but the DJ hasn't even showed up yet. It's early, guys. It's early. Crypto is early. This is cryptocurrency is there's so many misconceptions. Everybody thinks you go in and you become a millionaire by next Thursday. That's not the way it works. Crypto is a long game.
Can I? I'm gonna revise my answer then. All right, Texas crypto guy, Mr. Mo, talk me off the ledge. All right, if Bitcoin goes to $1,000, I'll probably buy it. I won't leave. He made it sound better.
If Bitcoin goes to 1,000, make no mistake, he'll be in there going, "Cuz I just sold the house, I sold the car, I got divorced, I'm good. I'm going all in."
Oh shit, that is something I would say.
I think so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. It's early, guys. It's early in this game. But the interesting thing is that Bitcoin is just watching this whole thing played out, and I'm trying to keep my eye on all the different sectors, right? So right now, of course, I'm watching broader markets. I'm watching what's happening in the Dow and an S&P and the Nasdaq. I'm looking at I keep looking at also some of the companies, some of the brands. You have to look left for the Dow. And you have to look at, okay, what was happening in 2008? What was happening with Apple? What was happening with Google? What was happening with Amazon? What were happening with all of these companies? And I think that now makes so much sense that when, and it's typical too, because during a market crash, when markets crash and it's bloody, everybody wants out. everybody wants out, but the reality is that's when you really need to actually be in it. It's everyone is bitching and crying and carrying on, and that to me that's like, okay, I think here we are. So early, but the just looking at the Dow right now, we took a pretty big beating today on the Dow. We dropped about 1,400 points.
Wow.
So another pretty bloody day. We did the president did speak, and I guess the enthusiasm wasn't there. So futures are looking like tomorrow is going to be another nasty day. But here's kind of just looking at just a little bit of the wires. I think maybe in the next week we'll start to see the narrative shift, and we're probably going to start seeing some of the initial casualties. So right now, American Airlines, I think, is bracing for bankruptcy. A few of the petroleum companies are also bracing for bankruptcy. I think Royal Caribbean also is bracing for bankruptcy. So we'll see kind of like the ripple effect, the domino effect of these companies kind of going into bankruptcies first as a form of protection, and then after that as a form of survival at that point. And it's this never happened. We've never really had a worldwide pandemic. This is actually a historic event. I don't ever remember anything like this remotely close to what's happening. Just the way that and I'm not even looking inside the U.S. now, because the U.S. I think it's look, the U.S. is a great country. Americans are good people. They are good people, but Americans also can be knuckleheads. And I think that if you look at what's happened, there's two stories. I think one story is the way that South Korea responded to everything that's going on. Their fatality rate has been very low, versus Italy, where they didn't really respond. It was really late, and unfortunately, Italy is really paying the price right now. The fatality rate is about 6.6% now. So that's a bit high. So that is that's going to overwhelming their healthcare system right now. And the challenge for every country is that you have to try to keep the you got to get prevention first, right? So you keep cases down, because if the cases go parabolic, you overwhelm the healthcare systems, and if you overwhelm the healthcare systems, and that's the front line of defense, right? That's where the front line is for the soldiers, and in this case, it's doctors, it's nurses, and a lot of them are understaffed. There's only so many beds. There's only so many ventilators. That's a huge problem right there, because if something happens to nurses and doctors, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. So we have to make sure that we can kind of keep a balance, and that's kind of what I'm seeing in different countries. They're realizing that. So everything that's happening now with quarantines, I actually think it's a positive thing. It's like, look, snowstorms coming. 3 weeks in the cabin, a month in the cabin, hang back, just chill. We're gonna get through this. There's, again, panic. That when I post, also, I think it, when we text on the chat, also, I think we lose context, and it looks like, oh my God, all this bad news, everyone's panicking, and that's not the point of it. The point of it is that we inform ourselves as much as possible, right? And for me, I just go directly to CDC and the WHO and say, okay. And you know what I did? I did something really simple, which I actually recommend, guys. I actually went and got all the CDC directors and former directors and all the control disease experts. I put them on a list, and I look at all of their tweets. And if there's anything, and what I'm looking for is, are they all saying the same thing? If they are, okay, great. And if they're not, if there's a divergence in oh no, nothing's happening, then to me, okay, that becomes a little bit of a flag. But that's super simple to do, guys. You know, again, it's really simple to, again, if you're not sure, if you're not uncertain, don't turn on the TV. I agree with you, BC. Don't turn on the TV and the media, because the media is can heighten it too much, and they can perpetuate fear. And that's not what you want. What we want is, look, we want transparency, and we just want the transparency, and we want to know, okay, what do we need to do? We need to wash our hands. Okay, wash our hands. We need a little social distance. Okay, fine. No, let's do that. That's not an issue. So anything that's preventative right now, I think it's actually a good thing. I was sitting and eating, and I saw that we got through in Arizona, right? Who was it? I think Jose posted Arizona kind of went into state of emergency. I was like, okay, great. But because that will go through the wires, and because that will go through the media, of course, people are going to get, a little bit loopy, but not realizing when you see that, it's a time to go, okay, good. You know what? That's a preventative measure. Excellent. We don't want to see these cases go up. We want to see people kind of just, contain it and get through it. And once we do that, I think, we're in a much better place. So I think we get through it. Let's get through this. I think it's for about 3 weeks or a month or something like that.
Look, if China got through it, the rest of the world.
Well, yes, but here's the thing: China, there were 700 million people under quarantine, but you're talking about authoritarian country. That's communism. They come down hard. To do that in this country is a lot harder. It's not that simple. And when you tell people things, like I remember. I grew up in New York pretty much all my life, and I was in the city in Manhattan. I lived in the city in Manhattan for many, many years when the whole thing with 9/11 happened, right? And that was a different time when we didn't believe that terrorism would ever be inside of the United States. Nobody ever believed it. They were like, no way. Sure enough, that happened, and it was the first time that you look up at the sky and you hear this rattle, and you have F-16s, doing their drive-bys across the city, and I was like, wow, man, this is unbelievable. Most of New York was fantastic. I'll say this: 9/11 was probably one of the worst days of my life, because I actually saw the buildings fall with my own eyes, guys. I saw those buildings fall, but the next day, 9/12, when we went downtown, and we were helping with relief, nothing mattered. Gender didn't matter, age didn't matter, religion didn't matter, ethnicity didn't matter. It was actually an incredible moment to watch people just come together, work together, and get through that crisis. And we did it. We did it. And for me, I was like, I hope it stays this way. But realistically, I know it's not. Once we get past it, then that's it. It's back to normal business. And I think that's kind of what we need now, is kind of that. The country is in a tough place. The country has been, there's been political gridlock. There's been a divide in people. And that's unfortunate, but it's times like this that we really need to go, okay, we need to kind of just take a breather, take a step back, come together, let's resolve this. And then after that, then we can go back to, whatever it is that we're going back. But again, this has never happened. This is actually what we're observing is a historical event. So this would be like us asking our grandparents, tell me about the Great Crash. Tell me about the Great Depression. What happened? Looking at the Dow, I think that to me it's going to bring some pain. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you have a 401k, you know the deal. If you have any type of holding, the deal. I keep looking at all the different investing gurus, their portfolios, just as all of them, they're all underwater also. All of them are underwater, but the difference is that they have huge cash positions. Warren Buffett has $128 billion of a cash position for rainy days like this. And he's probably going to, this will probably be his last one, right? That he goes in and buys the whole thing up. I know he bought some I think it was Delta. So it's a bittersweet moment. It's unfortunate what's happening. I empathize with everyone who's being affected by this. I do believe, we're going to get past this. Absolutely. I do feel we will get past this, but it just requires that we all do play our part. That's all. For me, it's simple. It is just keep yourself informed, and panicking does not serve you guys. It does not serve you at all. If you just take precautions, you're good. You're good, and you'll be fine. And for now, we'll just take it one day at a time. Tomorrow, though, I think just watching what's going to happen tomorrow, I think we need to kind of just keep our eyes on that also, because that is, we're probably going to crack 22, maybe even 21. So far, the Dow has dumped out 20%. I think we'll probably get closer to the 100 EMA, so maybe about a 20K. We're looking at the Dow, which is probably maybe another 10% until we start hitting that level. Could be a little bit more. Could be 15%. I've tried to been just listening to different opinions from some of the people that have been in the market for a while. Some of them say 30%, some of them say 40%. So if we're in that window, I'm like, okay. I think the technical, I think it's 30, a real crash is considered 30 or 35%. That's the actual definition. So I think it's a good chance we're probably going to get that. But when that happens, we'll get the ripple effects. The question is what's going to happen. And the other side of it is this is also, we're going to see what happens with corporate debt, because there was so much debt taken on and it was highly leveraged, that I think there's going to be a lot of casualties for some of these companies. And then that will just, that'll have a trickle effect on employment. We're starting to see some of the failures now and companies letting people go. Models, which is a sporting goods store I actually grew up with, actually declared bankruptcy and they're laying off people. We're probably going to see more of those stories in the next couple of weeks to come. That will, create a little bit more anxiety, and then it will eventually cool off. In Europe, we're seeing the first steps of countries beginning to defer mortgage payments. So we see that in Italy. I think we're seeing that in Scotland. I think that will probably run through other countries as well. I doubt we would probably see that in the U.S., but we need to figure out how we're going to bridge the gap between the whole mess now and getting through. We probably have a good 6 months to get through between now and I hope I'm wrong. I hope next month everything's cool, but I'm trying to also keep things into perspective. But overall, guys, all we could do is just remain positive, just stay informed. Also, for some of our new members here, I think also, again, sometimes when we text and chat, it could easily be taken out of context. And we're a fun community. We're a community based on education, based on mentorship, based on technical analysis. It's made up of investors from around the world. It's made up of traders from around the world. There's some great people here. We also have a great sense of humor. We talk wacky sometimes, and we shoot the shit. BC loves killing dreams at the same time, and we laugh at that. But what we say it, we say it in good spirits. We don't do it to really, we do it in with a good heart, right? So for anybody that's new, and if you're hearing that, just know that it's also a mechanism to try and ease tensions, because if you're new to trading, one of the things that you're going to realize is it requires a lot of control of your emotions and the psychology. And if you're really, really tense, it becomes difficult to manage that. So you have to have a good sense of humor. You have to know how to relax. you have to have a positive mental attitude in this, because it's easy to get sucked into, oh my god, everything sucks, everything's done, I'm finished, I'm out. It's easy to fall into that, especially when price drops out a lot, which is the difference is in other communities, when price jumps out, people get spooked like crazy. In our community, we look at when price comes down, we view it as, okay, price is coming down. This is a profit taking event, and this is another opportunity for us to be able to take a position when price comes down. And when price comes down, then we evaluate and say, okay, yeah, these are the orders, and if price is going to continue, then we get filled. And so we buy the down market, and buying the down market is the challenge. It's never an easy thing. You see it bleed out 20-30%, and you go, okay, when is this thing going to stop? Nobody knows. Nobody knows when this is going to stop. The best that we can do is use the technical analysis to tell us where there's support and resistance levels, but it's really all contingent in finding a comfort level. Which is the reason why we say try not to focus on a number, because a number actually builds more anxiety. Just find a range. So we're sitting at 7,600. You need to find a range. You need to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy here. And if it goes down to whatever, 6,000, 5,000, I'll buy more, figure out that range. Or if it goes up a little bit, to say, okay, if it goes up another 500, I'll pick up a little bit more there before, just in case it does take off. So you find a range. I think it's a smarter move to be able to find a range that you're comfortable with, because if you have the number, that number may never come. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. I think let's see. I don't know if there's any. Let me just scan the chat real quick. Did you get your wipes?
No, I didn't. I didn't. I have half a case.
You're good. Hell? You're good.
I'm good.
I'm breaking your balls. Okay, so let's see. It's like 100 to 1 comes out of the ground, 9 to 1. Agreed. Texas stacking silver is a great way to go. Yeah, I think looking at precious metals is good to do right now. I'm stunned that gold and Bitcoin have just been sitting still as broader markets have been melting down. I actually thought, at first gold would go and Bitcoin would go to the upside, and it didn't. And then gold and Bitcoin just sit sideways and the broader markets melted down. And how much have we moved? Maybe $50, $100, right? In the last few days, $100 up, $100 down, $50 up, $100 down. We kind of just, we're technically sitting sideways right now. I don't, so that was, that's been kind of impressive. It tells me that people are not really panic selling. People are actually holding. People are just kind of just chilling out. I saw Yaz posting some of, I posted yesterday, I think it was $60 million that they printed in USDT. And I was like, okay, this makes sense. But here, the story for yesterday was the Bank of England gave a 50% base point cut. So right now, Bank of England has a 0.25% left. So I think it's the oldest banking institution is 25 points away from negative interest rates. That's never happened. What's going to happen with the Federal Reserve here? They're probably going to follow in the same footstep, and we probably have another 50 points. Whether the Fed's going to give it, we know that repo markets are on fire right now. They're going to print like crazy to try and stabilize it. But right now, the song and everything's on the table regarding bailouts. Who's going to get what? I think it's going to be a wait and see game a little bit, because they have to figure out where the money's going to come from. I know that Trump was talking about trying to eliminate the payroll tax till the end of the year. If he does that, I think it will give a little bit of a breather to the small businesses. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm kind of anticipating record bankruptcies from small businesses the way we saw in 2008. Hopefully that, they can kind of slow that process down, so that way it's not like a big jolt. We do have to keep our eye on oil right now. Well, I don't like what's happening with Russia and the Saudis. Even though, again, I'm all for the cheap gas, guys. I'm all for that, but I think it's not really serving it. Like, getting 10 cents off of gas right now is, especially where we have quarantines, planes are being grounded, hotels are being canceled, like that. It's not, to me, it's just not making sense. And I think people are a little bit more concerned looking at their 401ks, their life savings, and going, wait, what the hell just happened? I was just planning on retiring. And now now they have to make adjustments to that, because they probably can't retire right now. It's probably going to require getting back to work and working a little bit to try to make it up. But let's see how it plays out, man. For anybody who's being affected by this, just understand that we here at the community, we're here for you. We empathize. If you want to chat, DM me, DM BC. We try to be supportive with everyone, try to get on Zooms every day, keep the market updates going, keep us informed. It's hard, during these events also. I don't expect much movement right now. I think it's just better to sit tight and take the opportunity to take this as a lesson, to observe it, to journal it, because you will look back and go, oh my God, I remember when Bitcoin was sitting at 7,600. I remember when the Dow was at 22. The market will go back up. The market is going to go back up, but the market needs to go through this. This is what the market needs to go through, and let it go through what it needs to go through. Try not, if you feel that it's a little bit too much anxiety, then take a step back. Take a breather. Take a step back. And when you're ready, then you come back to it and say, okay, you know what? I'm ready. But I think for the next month, what the U.S. has to do is just focus on is just getting through this period. Let's get through it for the next month. But maybe what you can do in the meantime is just say, okay, you know what? These are brands that I like. These are brands that I understand. These are tokens I like. These are tokens I understand. And make your wish list. And that list should be clear in your mind. And you should also, if you're taking a position and you feel a lot of anxiety, usually what that's telling you is maybe your position size is too big. So that's something, just be mindful of that. Make sure you're not making a huge, you're not taking like all of everything and putting it into one thing. Find like half a dozen ideas and lay it out. Just lay it out. Take your time with it. Right now, you could actually take your time with it, lay the plan out, look at how you're going to approach this. When the market does come back, when liquidity comes back, and you get that volatility back, then that's when you can say, okay, you know what? I have my little stash that I like to day trade with, and then you can go in there and do that. Let me see. While 20K Dow could mean silver prices in the $15 range, great time to buy. Yes, iPhone. That is again, keep your eye on all. There's different opportunities. Again, this is an historical event, and this is also going to be bittersweet. We empathize for everyone being affected, and we're here to support. But also on the other side, prices are coming down, and these are the things that we need to watch, because these are going to provide opportunities. Actually, I'll be honest with you. If you look at during the right now, would actually be a good time just to go onto YouTube and just Google, do a search on YouTube for the financial collapse of 2008. And do a search for all the crashes, for 87, for 1929, and just look at what happened. And the people that played their cards the right way, they actually changed and transformed their lives, and they also transformed their lives of their entire family line. I mean, that's where the fortunes were made in those era. And this is kind of like, okay, like how are you going to play this out if we start to move to the downside? There may be some opportunities there. Let's see. Yeah, I agree with you, Texas. Unfortunately, it's only going to get worse in the short term. Yeah, we're going to bleed out for the short term. There's going to be it's short term pain right now. It's a great community. Yeah, I thought BC does it to bust balls. Yeah. Hold on. You mean you were using TA, not BC's crystal ball? So that was excellent. Oh snap! BC has a crystal ball. Called TA. I say crystal ball. Okay, I'm wondering if this plays out again close to next election. Seems like we're like we always get a virus around election time. No, it's. I don't think we get. To me, the three main ones are this event that's happening, which is the coronavirus. Which, again, this is a new strain, and the problem with new strains is there's no new vaccine, so you have to. There's a lag time. You got to catch up. But in the meantime, you got to take preventative measures to not let it kind of grow too fast. But the last real correction was basically 2008. That we had, and then the time before that was 9/11. So I only think there's three. Every now and then, you get the market kind of dip down on the election from presidency into the new presidency. We saw a little bit of a 16% of the market come down a little bit, but after that, the market just kept going up. We were inside of a bull market for 11 years. That's incredible. I don't think that's ever happened before. 11 years of a bull run. Can you imagine 11 years of a bull run of crypto?
Jesus. Oh my
that
Lord.
That would be incredible. Now, I do think this. In 9/11, when the market tanked, it also exposed a lot of things. It exposed companies like you had companies like Enron, right? A lot of fraud was happening in the market, and you started to see what was happening there. And you see some of the vulnerabilities in the market, and we're going to see that also. I think in this time around, we're going to see who's really vulnerable there. Let's see. Wondering if this plays out again. No, we did that already. There's a double entry in there. The political jokes are writing themselves. Yeah, it's unfortunate what's happening in politics right now. Look, for me, this is how I see it. The United States is a great country. We've always been a great country. It's been an innovating country. We've revolutionized democracy. We've revolutionized capitalism. We even revolutionized some of our social programs here in this country. Policemen, firemen. We've done great things. We're going to continue to do great things. We innovated.
We put the apprentice for president.
Yeah, you know what? Look, I'll tell you a funny story. I've been around Trump in person, and I've hung around. So there's things I don't like that he does, and things that I don't agree with. He is our president, so I will always remain respectful, of course. But I don't agree with some of the things, and that's okay. That's okay. I didn't agree with many things that Obama says. I don't agree with many things that Bush said. I don't agree with many things that Clinton has said. I don't agree with a lot of. I'm not a big believer in politics as I was when I was younger. For me, I think the political system is just a different beast. It's a play. You got to pay to play. You have to understand that there's $70 trillion in private wealth that sits in offshore accounts. Could you buy a president on that level? Well, you know what? JP Morgan and Carnegie were buying presidencies. It goes back that far. So why would it be any different now? It's just, it's a machine. These political systems have become machines. They're just machines at this point. So to me, the real voting is on at the cash register. You like a product or service, you vote with your money. That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, I'm not discounting SARS and avian and swine. Those are all of viruses that we do see. And these are viruses also. Some of them do come from animals, but also you have to understand that we have a history in this country, as well as some other countries, where sometimes they like to play God too.
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn right.
programming biology is a very real thing. Programming biology is something that we have the technology for. So we can't discount that as, and I'm not trying to push a conspiracy theory. I'm just stating a fact. Scientifically, we're able to, if you take the example of CRISPR, right? We can kind of go into the DNA and restructure it, right? Uh, Same is true for a virus. We can program a virus. If you're into science fiction, and if you saw the Alien series, right? The premise of that is AI kind of gets a hold of everything, goes back to the planet, and releases a pathogen and wipes out the entire freaking population. That's a science fiction movie. But with science fiction movies, they also inform us as to what the possibilities of the futures could be. As a race, humans are still in their infancy in terms of managing technology. We could easily blow ourselves. We have enough nuclear arms on this planet to blow ourselves over 3,000 times. So that is what could we do that with biological warfare and biological weapons? Is that a possibility? Yes. Have we done that before? It's possible. Have we used chemicals in
Yeah,
war?
we
Yeah,
have.
of course. We did that in
Saddam
Vietnam.
Hussein. Saddam
Yeah,
Hussein.
Saddam Hussein did it. The U.S. also is guilty of that also, as well as using Agent Orange and chemicals during the Vietnam War that harmed many of our soldiers. And these are again, these are tools, right? And technology is advancing now. We use drones today's drones. And again, these are all the technologies that they do implement. Overall, I do feel like we'll get past this, but we just have to be very, very careful. So for me, it's simple. It's like, okay, this virus can be from animal, yes, but I would not be surprised if they say, yeah, this was engineered, it came out of a lab. Okay, I get that. I'd say, yeah, that's a very real possibility, because we have the technology to do that. We already see that. We've already cloned human beings. We've already changed the DNA structure of humans. We're doing that already. That's been going on for a while.
Cousin, I gotta share something with you. You gotta
Shoot,
see this. This is the
shoot.
best post ever. Can you see my my Discord loading up?
Not yet. Just put it in the tab. So bring it in your browser and just type Discord, and you should be able to access the Discord in your browser. Unless you're sharing your whole screen, but I think you normally share your browser. Well, either way.
Okay, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just stop share. I'm gonna share my Discord. There it is. Oh my God, Yaz just posted the funniest thing ever, cuz look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Lobby. You would love this. Organic toilet paper, $10 a bag. It's leaves.
I like the other picture that you had with the guy with the headset. It actually looked like a cool breathing apparatus.
Yeah, yeah, I got that somewhere on Instagram.
Yeah, that was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool the way it looked.
Dude, but the organic toilet paper, I love it. Leaves.
Yeah. Here's something that came on the wires. Tom Hanks and his wife just contracted coronavirus. That's something. Tom Hanks, the actor.
Wow.
Yeah. He just but he says, they contracted it, so they're gonna, they got to go into quarantine, and so I hope Tom and his wife are okay and they get through it. And I think Tom is in his 60s, so hopefully he'll have good care around him, and they can kind of nip that in the butt. I'm a big fan of Tom. I love his work.
Yeah,
I think he's an incredible and extraordinary actor, and just an overall great human being. Sending him tons of positive energy. What were you going to show us? You want to share your screen?
Yeah, it's not. I didn't share it.
No, I just see you.
Right there. Is it?
Okay, now there you go. Okay,
there it is, right there.
Organic toilet paper. Leaves?
$10.
Organic toilet paper.
I fucking love that. I'm going to go sell that at Whole Foods. I'm going to sell it in the parking lot of Whole Foods. I'm going to go peddle that.
The question is, does it have poison ivy? Because if it is, man, you're going to
need wipes. You're going to need wipes. And I'm going to sell them the wipes I got.
Oh, my God, man. Crazy.
1 Bitcoin a bag.
Crazy.
All right, guys.
All right, guys. Any last questions before we wrap her?
I'm out. You guys have a good night. Have a good night, little poison ivy. Okay. All right, Mr. Mo.
Okay, guys.
Tomorrow, guys. Everyone have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Be good, guys. Be safe. We'll see you on the next Zoom.